Hi, my name is Lilith Leonard. I don't even know where exactly to start with this, but I'll do my best. So, I met Sonny at a revival at my church, and I didn't like him. Just gonna be blunt, I did not like him. He was loud, he was big, and I'm 5'3", and I think he's a full foot taller than I am, and he's just full of the joy of the Lord, and I had demons, and they didn't like that, and they didn't like him at all. So, at the revival, I was, I volunteered for prayer, to do prayer. I was a prayer volunteer. There we go. And I was seated in the audience, and it was the last day of the revival, the day when they did deliverance and concentrated on deliverance. And so I was seated in the audience, and there was a very lovely woman next to me, and I started to manifest. I don't even remember what was going on when I started to manifest, except that they were starting to call people up. I started to manifest, and it was, I don't think I've ever felt that kind of pain before with a demonic manifestation. It was bad. And she noticed, and she said, well, you need to go up for prayer. And I'm like, no, I'm supposed to be here to help. And, well, somehow I ended up getting up, going toward the front. Now, there was a line of people who were doing deliverance. And Sonny was standing over on the left, on my left. And he was the last person that I wanted to go to. There was, my spiritual mama was in the line of people, and I would have preferred to go to her naturally. But I was propelled to Sonny. There is no other way to put it. I don't know how I ended up over in front of him, other than I was being pushed. And I'm pretty sure that angels took me over there, because there is nobody who was better acquainted with the kind of demons that I was facing. I found that out afterward. The actual deliverance, I started to tell him what demon I knew was in me, and he recognized the demon, and he just started, he's like, nope, you're going. And he was wearing a baseball cap, and his bill was right up against my forehead, and he's yelling at the demons. At least it felt like yelling. I don't know, maybe he wasn't yelling. It was loud in there. It was really loud. And he, through the grace of God, through Holy Spirit, delivered me of every last demon. And there were a lot more than I thought there were. And he even got the orphan spirit that would have tried to reopen doors. And he instructed me after I got up off the floor, after they let me down, because I wanted to go down before, but they wouldn't let me. Pretty much after I I gave birth to my freedom. He instructed me on what to do in the next 72 hours to make sure that nothing came back in. And I followed his instructions. And then I had to tell him what a difference it had made. I had to thank him. I just had to. And so I looked him up on Facebook. And he's not there anymore, by the way. But I looked him up on Facebook, and I told him, and he came back, messaged me back, and he offered me a program called 10 by 4. And I was like, okay, well, that sounds like it might be helpful, and so I decided to check it out. And 10 by 4 is a program, but more than a program, where you soak for 10 minutes, soaking in true worship music. And then you pray for 10 minutes, and then you read the red letters of Jesus for 10 minutes, and then you journal for 10 minutes. And the 10 is just a start. Eventually you go 15 and then 20, and the goal is to get to 2 hours. With my household, 2 hours is rare. I will admit, 2 hours is rare. But my spiritual growth has been enormous since starting 10 by 4. I have gotten more out of my head and into the spirit, which was always a problem for me, has always been a problem for me. It's still something that I'm working on, but I really can't even describe the difference. God has given me visions that are incredible. He's given me insight into the Word. I'm just not the same person. And I like the person I am.